Happy Friday, everyone. I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, comparing the USA and Chinese made Hunter original fans. This fan has been around for several decades now, and it represents a really small subset of ceiling fan buyers. It's made to last a lifetime, but the trade-off is it's very heavy. It has an oil bath for the bearings and a heavy-duty cast iron motor housing. If you're a new shopper, you're likely to run into some reviews where they mention the American versus Chinese manufactured fans. American made fans were made prior to 2002. Likewise, the Chinese made fans were 2002 and afterwards. To save a long video, I'll get right to it. Why would someone buy an American made fan? One is the low speed RPM is more aesthetic. They like to call it a proper low speed. It has a more robust and powerful motor design. They were usually 2 amps or more. And it has a slightly better high speed performance compared to the newer fans today. And finally, cost. If you get a used USA made fan, it could be found for half price or less than the $500 or so that they're asking brand new today. On the flip side, why would you buy a Chinese made fan? Well, you can see it has a lot more modern finishes. Here today you get a matte silver and barnwood color blades. That's a lot nicer than the typical white antique brass and so forth. The motor is more energy efficient. Nowadays we have EPA, Energy Star, all that stuff. So to stay competitive, I'm sure it's more energy efficient than previous generation of the motor. And finally, warranty. Since you're not buying it from resellers, I'm referring to the USA made fans. Those you can only get from eBay or fan refurbishers. They take the old fans, they fix them, and then resell them for profit. And that's it for the gist. From that, you can decide what's important and what's not. The remaining video is going to go more in depth. How can you tell if you have a USA or Chinese made fan? Well, for the USA fans, they had a plate on the side with the year and week it was manufactured. It got pretty detailed. On the top, there's usually a label saying made in Tennessee, along with the amperage of the motor. The motor windings on the USA made fans are along the outside of the housing. For the Chinese made fans, it's pretty obvious on the top that it'll say made in China, but if you look closely, the windings are now inside the rotor. Some of the cons of the USA made fan is that it's less energy efficient. The motor, like the one I have, has some noise and some humming from it on all speeds. Second of all, it's hard to find used at an affordable price. People who know about fans know about the USA made versions, and they go for a price premium because they're not made anymore. They know how much it's worth and they're willing to pay for it. In this case, just to get a brand new motor is close to $1,000, and that's pretty common from what I've seen. Cons of the Chinese made fan: slightly less performance at top speed. Honestly, most people won't care. It's kind of subjective, so most people probably wouldn't even notice the difference. More importantly though, the low speed of the Chinese made originals, they spin a little too quick. To correct that, a lot of people have used capacitors, wall controls, or other mods to change that, and honestly most typical owners are not going to want to deal with that. They don't want to open up a brand new fan to tinker with that kind of stuff. If we go on Hunter's website, they make it seem like the fan has a proper low speed, just like the older USA originals. But the reality is, it's just marketing. It appears to be some sort of spin down. I don't want to bite anyone's video, but if you search on YouTube for this anniversary fan, a lot of people will show that the low speed is still a lot quicker on these Chinese made fans compared to the USA originals. And the biggest con of all, in my opinion, is the value. From what I've researched, this fan was once $200 to $250, maybe $300 when it was sold in the United States. So now it's $500 for an overseas product. If you think about it, there hasn't been really any breakthrough features or obvious innovation for us customers. If you think about smart features, smart home integration, those kind of stuff. In my opinion, the only benefit of Hunter moving productions overseas was to save them money. So for me, I opted for the USA made Hunter original. The biggest factor for me was cost. I just refused to pay $500 or more for something that was once a lot cheaper. Considering, it was the same product in terms of quality, if not worse. After production moved to China, in those early years, it was very apparent where the quality was cut. If you looked at the motor housing finish, the main shaft length, and just the overall performance of the fan, a lot of people have documented this online. They have improved over the years, but to me, it's just something that I couldn't compromise on. For maintenance, I do a lot of DIY on this channel, so I was okay with the idea of opening up the fan if it ever broke and tinkering around with stuff that normally would void the warranty of new products. So I don't want to buy a brand new $500 fan and open it up, change the capacitors to get a lower speed or whatnot. In my opinion, it should have just came like that. And speaking of which, the final factor was the low speed. I really like that aesthetic low. It looks really nice to me, and if I need more airflow, I'll just turn the fan up on a higher speed. To be honest, most of the stuff I said in this video aren't going to apply to most buyers. It's kind of subjective, and most people just won't care about the low speed or the amperage of the motor. And to be honest, most stuff coming from China has been getting better and better. So in time, it's possible that the quality of this fan might even be better than the USA made ones. You never know. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this one that just came out apparently has cast iron blade arms. So that is a nice touch. And the colors that they have now are a lot more modern, which I know many people can't appreciate. That right there could justify the cost for the majority of people. I don't blame them. For myself, what I would like to see, the kind of stuff that will make me go out and buy right away is, well, of course, that low speed modification, or even better, if they had more speeds instead of just 3, low, medium, high, why not have 4 or 5? There's a lot of DC motor fans out there now that have around 8 or 9 speeds. So I think that would be kind of nifty to see. And second, some sort of smart integration. In 2021, it's kind of hard to imagine that they can't fit something in there. I think a lot of people would see that useful. I know I would. So anyways, I hope this helps some people who are on the fence, not sure if they should buy new or used. If there's anything else you want me to show on my USA made original, let me know and I'll take a video of it. Thanks and have a great weekend, everyone.